What is up, guys? It's Pete here with another Pete tutorial. Today's tutorial will be programming in Python. This is my first tutorial video. We're going to be having a full series of this, so let's get started. Alright, so for this series, you're going to be needing a few different things. The first thing you're going to be needing, of course, is Python. So I'm going to go ahead and download the 2.7 version. That's what I'll be working with. 3.4 is fine. There's a few different things about it, so let's go ahead and get this one for this series. It's the one that's been around the longest, and you'll find that most people use that. Next thing you're going to be needing is something called Notepad++. Now, that's what we'll be using to write our programs in. The link for that will also be in the description. Go ahead and install that. And the last thing that you're going to be needing access to is the command prompt. So go ahead and type CMD in your search bar, and you'll have it right here. I like to work in the color green, so there we go. You will be needing some prior knowledge, but you'll pick up a lot of that coding language for the command prompt in these videos. So let's get started in Notepad. Go ahead and make a new one. I called mine tutorial_1. So a nice thing about Python is it's usually the first programming language that you use aside from JavaScript and maybe a few others, but it's easy. So all you have to do is print if you want to print something. So if I print this string hello world, then that's all you have to do. You have to put the parentheses, and then to make it a string, you use these colons here. So then if we go here and we type in Python to let the command prompt know that the program we're going to be working with is Python, and then you type in the name .1.py, and of course you have to save this first, and you go in the command prompt and you click enter. It's going to say hello world. It just ran that program. So if you guys go ahead and do that, then congratulations, you have run your first program in Python. So now another thing that is useful in Python is called variables. So let's call this one name. We assign it a value, and then we assign it a string. So I'm going to call this Pete. So if this is Pete, and then we go ahead and go into print, and we put it in parentheses, name, with just the parentheses around it, and save it. We go into the command prompt, and we run this again, Python tutorial1.py hello world and Pete. So there you go. So another thing that you can do is you can assign, let's call this problem, or we'll call this one number 1. We'll call this number equals, how about 5? Okay, and then we'll call this one other, and we'll call this one 6. So then if you print in parentheses number plus other, what do you guys think it's going to give us? Go ahead and save it. Go into the command prompt, run this again. Hello world, Pete, and 11. 5 plus 6, number plus other. This is helpful because you can use these numbers and assign them, like maybe if you were making a game, like a text-based game or something, I'd call this gold. And I'd have to also change this to gold. And maybe this was silver. And this one's silver. And it says, and then we print something that says, you have 5 gold and 6 silver. In total, you have, and then it would say this, and then you go down here and print it again, you have that amount of gold and silver. So then we go ahead and save that, go into here, and we run it. Scroll1.py. Hello world, Pete, you have 5 gold and 6 silver. In total, you have 11 of gold and silver. So that's just a simple one. You'll learn how to put this all in one line, but that's a little bit more complicated. So right now you can just play around with this. You can also turn these into, as I said before, you can turn the name equals print name. So if we wanted, then we can, I believe it's comma, and then name, and we save that, and run it one last time. 1.py. It puts my name in there with the 11 because we put a comma next to it. So that's just some basic programming in Python, and go ahead and play around with this, see what you guys can create, and we'll get on to the next video next. So I appreciate you guys watching. Please click that subscribe and like button. See you guys in the next one.